this is kind of very typical of the traffic from really Vancouver to Chilliwack. Slow, a lot of volume. Usually it's not because of an accident. If there is an accident, it's a lot worse, but it's usually just sheer volume, which is just slow going. So once I get to Hope, things get a little bit more interesting, and we will head on to Williams Lake from there. So I filled up in Hope and took off thinking I'd hit record, but I didn't. So not a big deal though. I'm on the number one. I just passing through a little town called Yale. Just, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes out of Hope, and you can see on my right there's a sign saying that we're in the Fraser Canyon. So yeah, this route takes you up through the Fraser Canyon. It's quite pretty. I don't know if you can see those mountains in the distance. They're absolutely gorgeous. So the highway is usually pretty good. In the wintertime it can be a bit crappy. Last time I came through it was a lot of both rain and snow, but it was okay. It was passable. When there's accidents on the highway, a lot of the highway is either 2 or 4 lanes, just passing lanes. But so when there's an accident, it really does back things up on here. But today should be good so far. I'm heading to Williams Lake. I should be there. It's about 20 to 4. I should be there by 9 o'clock anyway, if all goes well with traffic. Anyway, I will bring you in when I see something cool and want to talk about it. And as soon as I say that, I'm reminded that this route does have a fair amount of tunnels in it. And this is the first one, Yale Tunnel. And I don't know, I always like going through tunnels. I don't know why, but it's always, I think it's just a little kid in me that enjoys going through them. So first of a few tunnels on this trip. I'm sure you can see it on my right there. There is the train tracks. So this route does follow the Fraser River up the Fraser Canyon. And there are lots of, you can see the river. You can't see the river, but the river is also to my right right now. I can get little glimpses of it. It is quite a beautiful scenic drive. Probably better for the passenger because it is a bit twisty, but you will notice probably on some of the video that I take, depending on where I take it, that the railroad tracks and the river can be a common sight. And another tunnel. Little short guy. This is actually the third tunnel that I've hit since going through Hope. So yeah, enjoy the tunnel. Now if I had a loud exhaust, I'd be going rum, rum, but I don't, so I'm just going straight through. So another tunnel. I don't want to bore you with all the tunnels, but I had to kind of smile. Coming into this one, there was a big sign on the outside that said, "No stopping in tunnels." And it just made me laughing, and they had to put that for a reason. Somebody probably stopped in the tunnel to take pictures or something. Anyway, it just made me smile. Now we're coming into Boston Bar. I don't know, maybe half an hour outside of Hope. Might be a bit more. I didn't really pay attention. Just a very small community. Good place to stop for gas if you don't do it in Hope. Boston Bar was actually named after the bar on Cheers. That was, you remember the TV show that was set in a bar in Boston? Okay, no, that's total BS. I don't know why it's called Boston Bar, but I'm curious now and I'm going to look it up. Still in Boston Bar. I hit stop by accident there, but anyway, again, this is the little village. It's pretty much spread. Boston Bar is just on the side of the highway. I've only ever stopped here for gas a couple times, so I don't know too much about it. I do know that just from reading, there's some great places to camp, some great places to off-road around here, and yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know, it's got kind of a neat little vibe to the place as I pass through. wildfire came through in June of 2021. I mean, there is some greenery on the ground, which is quite nice to see. But you know, it's definitely in a period of regrowth. But it's quite incredible when you see the amount of trees that were lost. Something I always find quite interesting too when you're going through these wildfire areas, on some of the trees that weren't touched, right? So here we got on our both on the left and right hand side, there's some trees that are still green and fine. So it's just interesting how the path of the fire just changes, and sometimes it goes around, you know, a few thickets of trees and then carries on its way. Coming up to the town of Lytton, BC. It's a very small community, about 250 people, and in June of 2021, southern BC experienced what is called a heat dome, where we had crazy high temperatures. I think in Vancouver we were up to 44 degrees Celsius, but Lytton got up to 49, I believe it was 49.4 Celsius. Which was it broke an all-time record, I believe, in Canada, and on that day it was the hottest place on earth. Shortly after that, and it was still, I think, during the heat dome, wildfire got sparked and hit the town very hard and very fast, and literally decimated the town. Unfortunately, 2 people did lose their lives because of the fire. The town is still trying to rebuild. I mean, they lost everything. If you look at pictures of the aftermath of the fire, the town was pretty much leveled. I checked it out last year, and I mean, it looks like just I said it looked like a dryland sort, where, you know, logging, where they haul the logs on the road onto the off the river onto usually it's a concrete area, and that's what it looked like. It looked like a big dryland sort because there was nothing left of the town. So they are trying to rebuild. I know that I won't get into any of the politics of what's going on, but there's some issues with trying to get the town rebuilt. But my heart always goes to the people of Lytton, and I really hope that the town is rebuilt, and you know, it can be a beautiful little community. little place called Spence's Bridge, and I looked it up. And so the area used to have, this is, we're actually going to be crossing the Fraser River now. This isn't Spence's Bridge, I believe. There's a couple of pilings in the water down there, and that's the old Spence's Bridge. But before Spence's Bridge, there was a ferry. It was called Cook's Ferry, and then this guy, whose last name Spence, came along, and I think he said to his buddy Cook, "Hey, you think you're so great with your ferry? Boom! I'm going to build a bridge." And then he built the bridge, which connected enabled people to cross the river here, and then the ferry went out of service. The bridge was decommissioned. I think it was in the 60s at some point when the new bridge was built. I will double check my facts on that. And the old Spence's Bridge did remain there for a number of years just as a pedestrian bridge, and but I believe it is now nothing left of it except for those pilings. But cute little community. I don't know how many people are here. It seems very small. There's a pub down there that it's on my bucket list to go in there for lunch one day, but not today. Just rolling through Cache Creek. Cache Creek is not too far out of Kamloops. I didn't go through Kamloops, but another small community. Apparently it got its name, so it's spelled C-A-C-H-E, Cache Creek, and apparently the name came from, so it was part of the, it was considered a transportation hub, and it was part of the Caribou the Caribou wagon route. It used to pass through here, and like you go to Kamloops, or you could go through Vancouver and other cities. So apparently the fur traders back in the 1800s used to use Cache Creek, the area, to stash their goods and supplies, and that's where it, so they were creating their own little caches, and apparently that's where it got its name from. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Makes for a good story though. So we just passed the turnoff to Highway 99, which goes to Lillooet. I'm only bringing this up because Lillooet is considered mile zero for this part of this route that we're on. I think it's the Gold or Caribou Trail. I'll have to look it up, the name, but so yeah, Lillooet is mile zero. One of the places we'll be going by is 100 mile. I also know there's other communities. There's 70 mile. There's 108 mile. Actually, I always thought mile zero was Cache Creek, but it's not. It's Lillooet. Just coming down into a little village, little town, I guess, if you want, called Clinton, BC. It's a cute little place. I've actually stopped here a couple times when I've been through. I always kind of remember this guy's got some cool cars in his yard for sale. And yeah, like I said, I stop here sometimes for lunch or whatever. look, they got a dispensary here now. I don't think I've seen that before. But anyway, it's, yeah, cute little spot, super friendly. It's just got a good vibe to it. Yeah, I'm not going to stop this trip. I more than likely will stop on my way back, but yeah, this is Clinton. Apparently it is famous for being, not famous, because I've never heard of this until I looked it up, but they have a ball every May, and it's apparently the longest continuous running event in BC. So yeah, that's something to be proud of, Clinton. And just passing on my left here, there is a looks like an RV park, and they have apparently have a roadkill barbecue event, and everyone's welcome. So don't know what that means, but yeah, I guess the menu must vary depending on what's laying around the road. Anyway, this is Clinton. Just coming into 70 Mile House. This is the first kind of community that's got a mile marker attached to it. Yeah, I know that there's 100 mile, 108 mile, there's a 150 mile. But anyway, this is the first one you come to. No, very, very small community. As you can see, this is pretty much it. Gas station on one side and a motel on the other. And that's all you can see from the highway. There may be more off the highway, I don't know. I've only ever driven through. But that was 70 Mile, in case you missed it. I'm 5 minutes past the 17 Mile House, and just past the sign that says we are officially in caribou country. Didn't get the camera on fast enough, and I don't feel like turning around to get the shot, but trust me, we are in caribou country. Just pulling into 100 Mile. It's about a 5 or 6K kind of a long downhill to get to the town. A little bit bigger, well, definitely bigger than, say, Clinton or some of the other places that we passed through, but yeah, pretty much the town is along the highway here. Some good restaurants for sure. There's actually a really good brewery here that I think it's called the Caskin Brewer or Caskin Butcher or something, but it's really good if you are stopping to or want to stop for something good to eat. But I am again just passing through today, so won't be stopping this trip, and I'll be heading to next stop will be Williams Lake. So we're cruising through Lac La Hache. It's boasts itself as the longest town in the Cariboo, and it kind of is. So the highway kind of runs along a big long lake, and which I guess is Lac La Hache, and it is quite long. But it doesn't go much beyond the much further past the highway is my guess, but very pretty. As you can see, the sun is setting. A little of the drive from the last part into Williams Lake. As I can see on or hope you can see on my right here, there's a bunch of cows. They actually do there's a lot of dairy, or not dairy, but cattle farms on the way, flanking both sides of the highway. So obviously the cattle business is booming up here. Lots of cows around. Williams Lake. about 20 to 9. I'm just pulling into Williams Lake. The lake is over here to my left. So the purpose of the video was really it's just to show you the changing landscapes that you see from Vancouver to Williams Lake. It's a beautiful drive up, absolutely awesome, no problems. It's kind of cool how the landscapes change from, especially leaving Vancouver and getting through the Fraser Valley and then up through the canyon, and then going almost through desert, around Cache Creek and back up to the trees and the mountains up in not really mountains, but I guess they are up in Williams Lake. It's like I said, it's about 20 to 9. I will do another video of stuff to see around Williams Lake, and but now it's Sunday evening, and I know it's a small town. I gotta go find something to eat before everything closes. So I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you like it, and I'll continue to make more.